Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all doing really well. I am in a very good mood this morning. One reason for that is I've just done a sweaty cardio session, a nice sauna, I've had my coffee, and the second reason, which I think is probably the main contributor to that, is I just pulled up to B&M and I think I can officially confirm that I am entering the Christmas spirit. I feel like I've not been in it, like my mind has just not been in Christmas, and I feel like that's okay because it is only the 10th of November currently, and I've just been loving, like, I've just been in my autumn mode and I've not been ready to switch over to Christmas, but I am slowly like teetering around it. I am slowly venturing into the Christmas spirit. I've had a few messages and comments about our Christmas decorations, when we're doing it. I feel like I'm behind this year, even though it is only the 10th of November. I love seeing everyone getting their Christmas stuff out. If that's your thing, go for it. It's like my equivalent of autumn decks. Like, I love decorating for Christmas, but it just will never be as close to autumn. But I am excited this year because I think I might have made the decision to switch out our theme and do a whole new scheme this year, which I've been trying to convince myself is okay. We've had our decks for 5 years now, our Christmas decorations. We've never changed them the whole time we've been in our house, and this is our 5th Christmas in the house. And I just feel like, is that okay to switch them out? I don't want to, like, is that excessive? I've heard of people switching their scheme out every year. And ever since I heard that, it planted the seed and it made me want to do it, because I was like, we've never changed ours. So I think this year could be the year. I had the discussion with Sam. He's all for it. So do we just do it? I think there's a couple of reasons. I don't want to go crazy. Like, I don't want to seem like it's excessive. We've already got so many Christmas decorations. Like, I've just obviously pulled them out of the pantry and organised them all, and it just made me realise how much stuff we actually have. 2, I have just organised it all. So now bringing in a whole new load of Christmas decorations just seems crazy, like storage wise, organisation wise. And the third, and I think the most like prominent like factor in this, like reason why I've been debating it so hard, is I have such an emotional attachment to the Christmas decorations that we have. We both remember so vividly the day that we bought most of those decorations. I don't even think we were in the house, and we were in that excited like little first home bubble. We just couldn't believe it was real. Like, it didn't feel real that we were going to have our own space. We'd lived with Sam's mum and dad for I'd lived with Sam's mum and dad for like over a year, and it was during COVID, and it was so on and off whether we were going to get our house or not. And then we got our move-in date, and it was just before Christmas. It was in November. So I remember when we were still living with them, going out to a garden centre, and this was a splurge for us, like treating ourselves to, you know, like the singular big £5-6 ball, sorry. We treated ourselves to a box of those, and we spent about like 2 hours just wandering around, choosing our scheme. That was a big thing, like deciding on what scheme we were going to go on, and then choosing all the baubles. And I just remember that being such a happy day. And every year when we get them out, it's like this big thing, and we always talk about it, and it just brings back all those happy memories. So I do feel like I've got a bit of an emotional attachment to the Christmas decorations that we already have, and the thought of not using them and them just staying in a box for a year just doesn't feel right. I feel like that's what brings the Christmas spirit out, is getting those out and remembering that first Christmas in our new little house, and we were so excited. But I've kind of like come up with the plan that is going to allow us to use those baubles, because as I say, it just wouldn't be Christmas without getting those out. So we do actually have 2 trees, which is that OTT? I don't know. Let me know your Christmas traditions. Do you have 1, 2? Some people will have more than that, but we have 2 trees. We got a second tree last year, I think, or the year before, when I was working with Next Home, which was obviously incredible. And they sent us a really slimline pre-lit snowy Christmas tree for the kitchen, and it fits perfectly in there, and I love it. That scheme in the kitchen, like on the dining table and on the Christmas tree, is just gold, like gold everything. So what I'm thinking is combining the living room stuff, the sentimental stuff that we got in our first Christmas in the house, which is like a eucalyptus pale green, not traditional green, a pale frosty eucalyptus snowy green, and like silvers and whites and like a really cool frosty scheme, combining that with the gold bits in the kitchen so that we've got like a gold and eucalyptus scheme, which I think will be gorgeous. so that the baubles get to come out and have their moment again for the 5th time. I feel like it's a big moment as well, our 5th Christmas. I feel like that's a special anniversary, so those OG baubles are coming out. So combining those in the kitchen with that scheme, and then we're going to go for a whole new scheme in the living room. I'm not going to give too much away just yet. I feel like you probably might have guessed from things that I've said, but let's go and have a look in B&M. I haven't really looked down the Christmas aisles properly yet, I'm not going to lie. I've been like dodging them, so I'm really excited to do this, have a proper delve in, and I feel like now is the time to do it because I waited until December last year, not to get new decorations, but for like wrapping paper and Christmassy bits, and the shelves were cleared out, like completely empty. So I feel like I can't leave it any longer. I'm so excited. Let's go and have a look what they've got. This is exactly what I was picturing. It's so weird that they've got this because they never used to have our colour scheme, which was like this green. I don't know, they've got a pack of that green and the gold, which is what I thought for the kitchen. So I'm just having a look in here. Not that I need to buy anything for this scheme, but that is the colour vibe that I'll be going for in the kitchen tree. I also love the gingerbread stuff that they've got. They've got loads of this. But I have put some bits in the trolley. I'm not going to show you just yet. I'm also thinking about going to Home Bargains to get some bits, but I love these, and this is what I would pick up if I was getting that scheme for the living room again. But we don't need any more of that. We've got this bauble, so that is exactly the colour. So I'm thinking that with gold is going to look really pretty for the kitchen. Right, well I don't know how this has happened, but I slipped and fell into the McDonald's drive-thru. Don't tell Sam. I literally did half an hour on the stair master this morning for nothing now. Actually, it is making room for the Mackey's breakfast. I'm absolutely starving, and made the decision that we're also going to go to Home Bargains because what is the science behind the McDonald's hash brown? Because I feel like it literally does something to me when I take that first bite. But I had so much luck in B&M. We've made a real good start on the new scheme, and I'm really excited about the new scheme. So I feel like we need to carry on the Christmas luck. I feel like we're on a lucky streak, and if I go to Home Bargains, I feel like we could be pretty much done today with the new scheme, which is such an exciting thought. Oh my god. I've just ran it past Sam. He's given me the thumbs up. We are also going for a weekend away this weekend with my mum, which I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be so cute. And I thought we could choose some decorations together then. So I'm not going to get any like special baubles. I'm going to save that for when we're together so that we can choose them together, because I feel like that's always like should be a joint decision. I'm not going to take all the glory. My Mackey's breakfast order, for anyone who cares, is, I always feel like an idiot saying this as well, a sausage and egg McMuffin, but no egg. So it's just a sausage McMuffin. So good. I've got egg anyway, let alone McDonald's egg. Like, that disc of egg scares me. Whenever I see anyone with that egg from McDonald's. So I'm going to enjoy this. And then next stop is Home Bargains. I'm in another B&M now, and I've just clocked my autumn glasses in the Christmas equivalent. They've got little gingerbread and little bow ones. I'm tempted to pick one of these up, I'm not going to lie, because I've used my autumn. Oh my god, how cute. I've used my autumn ones for months, every single day. So I feel like I'd get the use out of them. How cute. Okay. New theme is in this bag. I'm not going to show you this vlog, but the vlog after the next one. So I've got an ad coming out, actually. Well, a video that contains an ad. I think it's actually my first ever. I've got my little quality checker down here, just making sure that it's good enough to come into her house. No, basically, while she's doing that, it's so funny. I came in and dropped the bag on the floor, and I was going to take her out for a walk. And when we go away with her, like when we take her down to Cambridge, or when we go, like anytime we go away, basically we put all of her things in like a bag for life like this. So she thinks that any bag like this is basically her bag and it's her things, and she's like going away for the night or whatever. So when I put her lead on her, well, she was like jumping up at this bag, like trying to look at it, like thinking it was her stuff. And then when I put her lead on her to go and walk her, she like ran round the side to her side of the car and thought that she was going somewhere. Didn't you? You thought you were having an adventure. You are at the weekend. We're going away with Nanny, aren't we? Anyway, getting distracted. What was I even saying? Yeah, so the next video that goes up after this one is a fun, festive day. I'm not going to give too much away, but the video after that will be, I hope, I'll decorate for Christmas. Well, it will be, because as I've mentioned a few times now, we're going away at the weekend with my mum. It's now Monday, so this weekend we're going away. And then when we get back, Sam's got a few days off of work, and that's when we're going to decorate for Christmas. So that's when we're going to film. I'll film like a huge decorate with us. I'll do a haul of all the new bits that I've picked up, go through our schemes. I've got a feeling this is going to be better than all of the 5 years. I think this is going to be the best year decoration wise. I've got a very specific brief and theme, and I found so many good bits today. I went to Home Bargains, The Range, B&M, and there were some absolute gems. So very excited to share that with you. But for now, this is so funny, this bag is like jingling. But for now, we're going to leave that and we will revisit at a later date. But for the rest of the day, we're going to switch off of Christmas mode. I've got a few bits of work to sit and edit, so I'm going to get through that. I do need to go and get the car washed as well. The car is like caked in mud, so I'm hoping that I can get that done today. But other than that, I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea, I think. Have a gingerbread digestive, because I found there's something sweet to just round off that Mackey's breakfast. And yeah, I feel really tired today after that. I feel like that's a lot of excitement. It's probably the Mackey's breakfast that's done that to me, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to light the pumpkins because I still have got the pumpkins out. I really am making the most. I was going to swivel them, but you'll see my bag of stuff down there. I really am making the most of the autumn decorations this year. I think this is the longest I've ever had them out for. So yeah, we are maximising, making the most of those. So I'm going to go around, light all the candles, get cosy, bash out some work, and I will catch up with you a bit later.
I eat with it.
Hi everyone, I actually didn't pick you up yesterday because I had a bit of a just get my head down and crack on day. I have been flagging, like, motivation wise. I also realised how annoying I am with touching my hair. I need to literally sit on my hands when I don't have a slick back. I just want to go like this all the time. I really need to try and stop myself doing that. That's why I tie my hair back so much. But I was trying something different this morning, like a low loose pony, because I really am noticing like thinning on my hairline from where I'm like tightly slicking my hair back quite a lot. So I'm going to try. I'll say this and then I edit the footage back, and I'm literally just doing it every 30 seconds. So apologies. I know that's so annoying when I sit and edit my videos back and I've got my hair down and I can just see myself playing with it every 10 seconds. It's the most annoying thing ever. Let me just give it a brush. So hopefully that stops it for a little bit. But I'm just about to put some makeup on for the day because I've got a couple of bits that I don't really know what I want to do, to be honest. I've been in a bit of a funk. I think I really touched on this like in Vlogtober as well. I think I get burnout. I think I'm one of those people, like, it doesn't take a lot. Just do it again, playing with my hair. I do get burnout quite regularly, and because I've like been self-employed now for like 2-3, I never know the exact date, I think it's probably like 3 years now. I really like feel it when it's coming. I know when it's coming, and when it hits, it's enough to like wipe me out. So I've got my own little like tricks and ways of how I try and tackle that burnout before it comes. So unfortunately I didn't pick you up yesterday, but to be honest, I filmed it on TikTok and it was just one big sort out of the living room. I put all the pumpkins away, which I was really sad about, but I was ready for. I do get to a point with my decorations, you wouldn't think it was my autumn stuff, but I do get to the point of just being like, I just want like a fresh, clean living room. And this year we're not going straight from the autumn into the Christmas, which is usually what we will do. Like, I'll get the autumn boxes out, we'll put the pumpkins away, and then on the same day we'll get all the Christmas stuff out. So we're just having a breather, we're having a fresh slate, before the Christmas stuff comes in, and it actually felt really good to do that. I felt like I could have a proper dust. I pulled like the TV unit out, hoovered all behind. I just feel like when they're all out, I can't clean properly. So it was really nice to just have a fresh, it just looks so empty and fresh in there now. So I am quite liking that, and I feel like we'll appreciate our Christmas stuff more now that the living room's feeling quite empty. I feel like when the Christmassy bits come out, it'll be more satisfying, like we'll appreciate them more because we're not just replacing the autumn stuff with Christmas stuff. But I thought, while I'm sat getting ready, we could go through some of the questions that I got on my Instagram story, because I put my first ever question box up on Instagram. If you've watched my YouTube for a while, you might remember me saying, and remember the fact that I didn't open my Instagram up publicly. I've just blow dried these bangs and I am gonna have to, like, that's not a cute look, is it? Tuck it back. But yeah, I've only opened my Instagram up publicly, I think it was September, because I remember vividly having a chat with Georgia when we were in Meadowhall. We were sat having matcha, and I remember that is the point that I opened my Instagram up. Was it September? It might have been August. So since August, I've like sort of been treating my Instagram like my other platforms, whereas before it was on private. I would post like my family pictures on there and stuff, and I never opened it up publicly. I never did ads over there. It was just very private, nothing like my TikTok. But now I'm on Instagram, which is just, I mean, I've already got like over 30,000 of you following me over there, which is insane. I was not expecting that so quickly. So yeah, I am really enjoying it now that I've gone into the swing of it, and I put my first ever question box up the other day. I didn't expect to get any questions from anyone because I just thought, like, what is there to know? I live quite a little boring life. But there was a good few, and I answered a few on my stories. But I thought I would save a couple so that we can do some over here on YouTube. So while I'm getting ready for the day, let's go through a few of them. I think, to be fair, a lot of these I have answered on my Q&As, but you might not have been around then. So if it's a bit repetitive to some people who have seen like my Q&As I used to do sitting in my car having a Starbucks, this might be repetitive and boring. My answers might have changed from that point because I've not done one of those catch-up videos in a while. So yeah, let's just dive in and see what we've got on the question box. This one actually I did want to answer, and I've never answered this before, and I thought it was quite an interesting spin, because quite often you get like, I talk about all the perks of leaving my 9 to 5, and the same with any creator who maybe wasn't happy in their 9 to 5 situation, but it's, do you ever miss working a 9 to 5? And I have actually been thinking about this question. Me personally, I will never sit and bash a 9 to 5, because I think for some people it really works. Some people have such a positive 9 to 5 experience, and I don't think it's fair to just sit and bash. Like, it's such a huge term to say. Like, yes, there is bad 9 to 5s. Yes, there is really just, I mean, when I was in 9 to 5, I absolutely hated it. I think I was in my 9 to 5 just over a year, freshly graduated out of uni. It wasn't the right opportunity for me anyway, so I don't think it was really a fair test. But for me personally, in the situation that I'm in, living away from my family, I felt like it gave me so much freedom to be my own boss. Like, in this position that I'm in now, which I'm so lucky to be in, it gives me that flexibility where if my mum wants to come up and visit, we can, you know, spend a Thursday together. Or if, you know, it's my dad's birthday and everyone's celebrating back in Cambridge, I can go down without having to think about work or book time off work, and I can like sort of organise my own schedule, which just is such a massive bonus for me. So the question, do I miss a 9 to 5? Don't get me wrong, there is elements of a 9 to 5 that some days maybe I do miss slightly. The social side of a 9 to 5, if you're a social person and you need interaction with people every day, I don't think I necessarily am, but I think it affects anybody, like being on your own all the time. This job would not be for you. If you're a social person, you really like human interaction, like some days I won't talk to anyone apart from Sam. I'd say most days I don't talk to many people apart from Sam. Now that I'm in a really happy place with my management, I do have interaction with them, which is really nice because it does bring in that sort of like, not corporate, but like that colleague sort of like back and forth, which I have missed. Even just like getting up, I feel like I want to talk about the pros, because sometimes I feel like we brush over the pros of a 9 to 5, and not everybody can be in a position where they're not in a 9 to 5. Not everybody wants to be. So the 9 to 5 aspect of getting up every day, getting ready, like sometimes when I don't put makeup on, I don't put makeup on a lot, and I feel like it's changed the way I look at myself and my self-confidence, which is why I'm trying to do it a little bit more now, because honestly most days I'll be in my leggings, my gym stuff, no makeup, not done my hair, and it's not good for anyone's confidence. Whereas when I was in the office, you know, I was making an effort with my outfit every day, I'd put makeup on, and like visually, like not visually but like physically, I felt better about myself because I wasn't looking in the mirror and just like hating what I saw all the time, because I was putting effort into my appearance. But now sometimes days I don't have like a reason to. I know you don't need a reason to get ready, but I'm not going to sit and put makeup on, put a really nice outfit on to just sit at home on my own all day. So yeah, I'd say the social side, having a laugh with like your colleagues, sitting having your lunch together, catching up like after the weekend, that side, and like the getting ready, the wearing the office outfits, that was a perk for me. So I'd say I would never miss a 9 to 5 enough for me to want to do it again, because I truly believe that I suit the working style that I have now. I'm not an extrovert, I'm very introverted, which always sounds weird saying that as I'm literally sat talking to a camera, but I am very, very introverted naturally. So I'm not someone that needs like loads of social interaction all the time, but I can imagine if you are someone like that, this job would be hell for you. So yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to both, but I think my lifestyle, the type of person I am, obviously living away from my family, that flexibility that being self-employed gives me, if I had to choose, you know, I would never, you know, go back to a 9 to 5. I don't miss it that much, but there definitely is pros and cons to both. I feel like I've just repeated myself loads and loads of times. There was a few in here. There was like 3 or 4 about children and babies. I feel like that's a hot topic at the moment, not just with me, but I feel like there's baby fever in the air. I don't know if it's because I'm just getting to the age now, but people online, a couple of my friends now are pregnant, and you know, when I see my family and that, it's a topic of conversation. When I meet up with my friends, it's a topic of conversation. Like, we've gone from talking about like nights out and stuff to when are you gonna have kids? Like, it's just a hot topic of discussion, and it's not a sensitive subject for me. We've not, you know, we're not struggling with any, I mean, not yet, touch wood, struggling with any like fertility issues or anything like that. So for me personally, it's not a touchy subject. I've had a few comments before on my TikTok, and people have sort of like come into my rescue to kind of defend me and say, oh, you shouldn't talk about things like that. It's not a sensitive subject for me at all. We've you know, not that we've tried, but we're not like a couple that's trying and are having issues behind the scenes. So it's not a touchy subject, and I would absolutely love children. It's something that we actually talk about quite a lot at the moment. I'd say the only thing really, there is a few, I know you're never ready, and this is what my family keeps drilling into me, especially my dad. I tell you what, talk about baby fever. My dad has got granddad fever. He wants to be a granddad so badly. Honestly, I have to like say to him, like, look, let's just wind it in a bit. When me and Sam go and visit, it's like, and if you get onto the topic, that's it. There's no shutting him up for like an hour. He just constantly bangs on about it. And I think because he was my age, or he was a year younger now when he had me, so yeah, I feel like it's just always one of those discussions at the moment, which kind of freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie, but I know if we had one right now, it would not be the end of the world. You know, it would. We're both mentally I feel like are capable of looking after a child, and we know that we both want it, and I know that Sam would be the best dad ever, and it makes me feel really excited thinking about that in the future. However, in a perfect world, which I know isn't how it works all the time, and as I say, like, people tell me you're never fully ready. There's always something else that you could do or you'd want to do. There's always a holiday that you'd want to go on. There's always something that you'd want to do. But right now, there is a little list that I have, a pre-baby list that I would like to get done. And there's no reason why we can't do that. I'm not in a mad rush. I'm 28 and I feel like I'm not... I would, in a perfect world, like my first one, like before I get to 30, which... better get a move on, to be honest, with this list. But yeah, there's a few things on this list that we would like to get done, like a pre-baby bucket list, before we're going to seriously consider it. And it's such a huge life-changing thing. I don't think anyone should be going into it like, not that I'm saying people do this, but I feel like, I don't know, sometimes it's like just this list, you know, you get a house and then it's like, oh, when's the ring, when's the baby, when's this, sometimes without actually thinking if that's what you want at that time in your life. So it's not a decision that we would take lightly. It's not something that would be like, oh, oops, we're pregnant, like, here we go, let's make the best of it. I want to do a couple more big holidays. We've both got a best friend each, which is really weird, moving out to Australia. I would love to go and see my bestie in Australia, a girls' trip to Australia, because that's not going to happen when I have a baby. So yeah, I'd like one more big holiday, I think, with my girls. Me and Sam have like 1 or 2 more big holidays that we'd like to do, that would, and I know you can travel with babies, like that's not the issue here. There's just some big holidays that would be 10 times harder with children, and I would like to do them solo before they come along. So yeah, we definitely want children. It's definitely a topic of discussion, but it's not happening. Like, I say it's not happening in the immediate future. I mean, I'm 28 and I said I want my first one by 30, so I mean, who knows? We'll see. But yes, I would love children. Sam would love children. I think he'll be the cutest dad ever. And I love that we've had Lola, because I know this might sound silly. If you're not a dog person, this is going to sound ridiculous, but I feel like having a dog together is like a trial run. My eyebrows have just gone awfully today. I'm distracted. But yeah, having a dog together, I think, is like a practice, a trial run of when you have babies. And seeing how he is with Lola, I knew he was going to be a good dad anyway, because like he has nieces and nephews and he's just so sweet. He's just such a kind, warm-hearted person, and I just know that he'll be the best dad. We always joke, I always say that I see Sam as a girl dad. Just his nature, like, he's just so sweet, and I just really, like, I can't see him being like a footy. Oh my god, I need to do my eyebrows again. That's not good. I don't see Sam as being like, you know, like a man. He's not like a manly, like, stand on the football line and watch your son play football kind of dad. I mean, he would, obviously, if we ended up... This is taking a real tangent. I don't know why I'm, like, predicting the gender of our future children that is quite a way off yet. But yeah, I can just imagine Sam being a cute girl dad. And we quite often joke about that. Anyway, moving on. There was a few that were like sort of touching on having social media as a full-time job, and like tips for anyone who wants to get into it. Honestly, that's probably my most common DM, is how to get into social media, how to make it a full-time job. All I'm going to say is it's a business at the end of the day. You have to treat it as seriously as you would treat a business, especially like now. It's such, you know, there's so many people that want to get into it. There's so many people that make content. You have to stand out and you have to take it seriously. You know, I see some people message me, and this is no way being judgy or bitchy or whatever, because I know how hard it is when you've got a full-time job and you're trying to post on the side. Like, I'm in such a lucky position where this is my full-time job, you know. To film and to edit a video every single day is so much work. But some people message me and I go on their page and they've maybe posted like one video in like a week or so, and you can tell that it's a video that's not to the best of their ability. And it's like, no offence to anybody, but it will never become your full-time job if that's how you're treating it. It needs to be treated as a business. I think some people think that it's such an easy line of work that you can just I'll just post a video when I fancy it, and, you know, hopefully in a year it'll be my full-time job. It's not guaranteed to anyone. You have to treat it so seriously, like it's a business, like it's going to be your sole, you know, your sole form of income. I think because there's like so many content creators out there now, and people see people doing it and just think, oh, well, if they can do it, you know, it must be easy. It's not an easy job. I've had some messages where I'm like, not borderline offended, but I'm kind of like, I think people think it is. I mean, obviously, I'm not comparing it to like nurses, teachers. Obviously, that's a mentally straining, physically, you're out of the house all day. But content creation is challenging. It has its own challenges. I know from the outside looking in, you don't see that, and all you see is a video uploaded. Oh, I could do that. But there's so much work behind the scenes that people don't see. And I feel like sometimes it's not fully appreciated and like recognized as a job. So if you're fully serious about making it your full-time job, of course it's possible. I'd never want to discourage anyone, and it's just the most incredible thing ever when it takes off. But it takes time. Like, you're going to feel like you're working for free for a long time before it becomes your full-time job. You know, I feel like there's this misconception. I don't know what is happening with my eyebrows today. Clearly I can't multitask. They are awful. I really want to do something with my eyebrows, like microblading or something, because trying to make them look even and symmetrical is my life's biggest mission. But yeah, if you're serious about it, you really want to make it your full-time job, just appreciate that you'll feel like you're working for free for months, if not years, before anything takes off, before you start making any money. And it's not easy. To become a full-time content creator, you can't just decide, oh, I'm going to post a video when I fancy it and, you know, see what happens. Forget it. Like, it is... Sorry, I feel like I'm being quite abrupt with this, but as I say, I get multiple messages a day, and this is the only advice that I can give. And yeah, I've had people in my personal life, I've had people in my DMs, and as I say, borderline, not offended, but I'm kind of like, it's not an easy thing. Like, you know, how much content is there out there now? It's a competitive industry now. You have to take it seriously, invest in your equipment, a good tripod and a good light, I'd say, if you're starting out, and just test the waters. You know, the content that I used to post back in the day when my page first started getting any attention is completely different to what I post now. Well, not completely different, but you find your own sort of style and it sort of evolves. So don't be, in the same breath, which might sound a bit contradictory, don't be a perfectionist and hold out. You've just got to kind of experiment, learn what your audience likes, build your audience, build those, you know, regular followers that are going to like come and watch your videos every day, search for your name at the end of the day when they come in and they want to watch your videos. You know, you're going to have to, that takes time to build that audience. That doesn't just happen. So yeah, possible, of course it's possible, but it's challenging and it takes time, and it's not something that just happens. You have to make it happen, is what I'm trying to say, I think. So yeah, that would be my advice. Are you feeling ready for Christmas? I am now. I think I wasn't for a long time. Oh, I think I've mentioned it, like I was just fully enjoying autumn this year. I don't know, usually it comes to November and I'm ready to move on to Christmas, but I just wasn't this year. I was really enjoying autumn, which is obviously a good thing, but I feel like slowly I am getting into the festive spirit now, which is nice. Right, that's the last time I play with my hair. I need to put some fake tan on. I'm going to fake tan tonight because I'm sick of looking at myself being a pale ghost. It's actually draining me. I feel like I've got winter uglies already, so I'm going to put some fake tan on tonight. Let's do one more. Oh, this is hard. I'll do a couple. Would you ever consider getting another pup? No. Right now, even, do you know what? I hate even thinking about this, but when the time comes and Lola isn't here anymore, I don't know whether that will change. Right now, she is the only dog for me. She is my soul dog. I feel like I would never, not that you ever replace a dog, but I would never even try and fill that void of her. So I've said to Sam, we both said actually, that the only time I see us getting another dog is when we have kids, probably like in 20 years time, maybe not 20, but maybe like 15 years time, when we've got teenagers at home and they want a dog and have a family dog. That's the only time. God, it actually chokes me up. Let's move on. Anyway, home essentials that you'd recommend, because I'm moving out soon. Congratulations if you're watching this video. I'd say, I did a video on this the other day and I mentioned, I'd say the best cleaning investment, like cleaning gadget wise, is a cordless Hoover. I just can't imagine my life without one. If I had a plug-in Hoover, I think I'd Hoover probably like a quarter of the amount that I do now. So a cordless Hoover will save your life. Even better if you can get a gadget like the Dyson Wash G1 that does a 2-in-1, Hoovers and mops. If you've got a lot of hard floor in your house, it's definitely worth investing in, because it saves you a job. You're killing two birds with one stone. Other things, I would say furniture wise, focus on the essentials. So I'd say a sofa and a bed. Everything else you don't need straight away. Live in the space first, like even a dining table, because I remember we pre-ordered that dining table before we'd even moved in, and I'd measured it all out and we agreed on it, but Sam said when we put the table in, like, he's always thought that that dining table was too big for our kitchen and he would have ideally wanted a smaller one, which I can't disagree with, but you know, we wanted to maximise the space. So just live in your space for a while before you start making these big purchases, because it does take time. Like, there's still houses in our room, there's still rooms in our houses. There's still rooms in our house that aren't finished and need bits and bobs adding to them. But I think it's so important to get a feel for your house before you lump out thousands, because it's so expensive furnishing a house, Molly. I feel like multitasking for me is really hard, as you can probably tell by my eyebrows right now. I can't believe the state of those. So that's all I'm going to answer now. There is a few more on there, so maybe we'll revisit on the Instagram stories or something. But if you did send a question in, thank you so much, because I genuinely wasn't expecting to get any. So when I saw them coming in, I was like, oh, people do want to ask me questions, which is always nice. And I had loads of fun answering them on my Instagram stories. It was really fun, because I've always, whenever anyone that I follow does those, I love reading their answers. So to be on the other side of that, doing my own ones, was just really fun. So yeah, anyway, plan of action for today, I don't actually know. I think I'm going to have a bit of a, I mean, I have these regularly. I don't know why I'm saying it like it's a regular, like it's not a regular occurrence, sorry. I'm going to have a bit of a treat myself day, I think. Because, as I say, I'm just feeling really burnt out. I'm feeling like I don't want to be in the house this week. I feel like, because it's just messy everywhere. I've been trying to do this, like, declutter before 2026. I need to do my dressing room so badly because it's in such a state. I need to do the kitchen. So basically what I'm saying is I want to go and procrastinate all day and avoid the jobs that I should be doing by going out and frolicking, doing absolutely nothing. So, I mean, we've got a Christmas scheme to add to as well. I feel like, is this hair going to annoy me all day? Probably, but we'll stick with that. I'm going to get a jumper on, get dressed, head out, maybe get a coffee. That's like my top tip if you're also feeling burnt out is, I mean, it doesn't have to be going out. Like, if you're at work, come home, make yourself a nice drink, whether that's a hot chocolate, a crispy Coke, a cup of tea, a nice iced water with a slice of lemon in it. Make yourself a drink, get out of your clothes. That sounds a bit weird. Get out of your clothes, get into some nice, fresh, clean PJs, run yourself a bath, get some candles on, and just have some you time, especially if you live with your partner. I feel like when I get burnt out, I need time on my own. I know it sounds bad, but last night, like, we both did our own thing and I just felt like I needed it. And today I just fancy going out, grabbing a coffee, having a mooch around on my own. I feel like that is therapy to me. So you've got 19%, so I'm going to plug you in, get some charge, and then we can just see where the day takes us. I want to have a look at the Christmas stuff. My skin, it's really getting me down at the moment. Sorry, I'm trying not to be negative, but I am due on. as well. Same old story, but yeah, I'm gonna get myself sorted, plug you in, and then we can have a nice day out together. Right, I've got myself ready and out, and I've packed my laptop so that at least I can have a productive little coffee morning. I'm gonna go get myself a coffee, sit in our favourite little coffee shop, I think, and I don't know what. I really wanted this hairstyle to work, but it's just not working out for me. I was trying a little alternative that might be a bit friendlier on my hairline, but these bits are testing my patience today. But anyway, positive vibes only now. I'm going to go treat myself, get a nice coffee, edit this video actually, hopefully, so I can put it up either tonight or tomorrow. But I've had a couple of messages, which is so sweet, of people saying that they miss me on YouTube, and I just never even like consider it. I know it sounds silly, like my main focus usually is TikTok, and my YouTube obviously like runs away in the background, but I never consider that people actually like wait for my videos over there. I don't know, because I've just got a smaller little community on here. I never think of that. So thank you so much if you are a regular viewer. It never goes unnoticed, and I'm sorry that I'm so inconsistent on here. I am trying my best. I've just been kind of like catching up after the chaos of trying to do Vlogtober, which obviously didn't end well. I've had like a backlog of like brand deals and stuff like that I've had to do. So anyway, let's go get a coffee, bash out some work, and have a positive, happy little morning.